What's up guys, my name is Josiah Martin and today you're hanging out with the Alaskan Outsider. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the GoPro Hero 10 head-to-head with the new Action 2 by DJI. Well, if you look around me, you'll see a bunch of beautiful mountains. Today I'm in Seward, Alaska. I'm out here doing some test footage between the new Action camera from DJI and GoPro Hero 10 that was just released. In this video I'm going to be comparing the image quality, the frame rates, the audio quality, do a low light test and see which one performs better in low light. And at the end of this video, I'll be telling you which one I think I'll personally be using more often in my video production business and when I get out here to make vlogs like this. So right out of the gates, let's cover image quality. That's what everyone wants to know. Which camera looks better? And if you want the truth, I mean, it's the GoPro Hero 10. The 10 looks better because it can shoot 5K at 60 frames. The Action 2 is actually limited to 4K 120, which is impressive and cool. But if we're going side-by-side comparison on image quality in and of itself, the Hero 10 does look better. And so what I've done is I've filmed these cameras side-by-side today. I filmed some of the GoPro in 5K 60 frames while the Action 2 is in 4K 60. I've done some 4K 120 comparisons. Now let's look at the 240 frames per second super slow motion comparison. So the GoPro Hero 10 does shoot 240 frames per second at 2.7K, while in order to get that feature on the Action 2, you need to be in 1080p for that frame rate to be enabled. Now that you know that the GoPro looks better out of these two, you don't have to click away. There's more information that I want you to know, that this Action 2 does actually outperform the GoPro in some situations. The GoPro came out with a price tag of $500. What were you thinking, GoPro? But then they said you save $100 if you spend $50 on a 1-year GoPro subscriber membership. So what I ended up paying for this is $450. While the Action 2, although on this date right now I don't have the price tag for it, I'm gonna put that right here, and I'm guessing it's gonna be $350 for the Action 2 and the little battery pack that goes underneath. The little selfie screen that you can clip to the bottom of the GoPro is gonna be sold separately, probably for an extra $100. So ultimately you may be spending about $450 for this whole package as well. So from what I know today, price is going to be fairly close to the same. So it's really the features that you get with that price that is going to make the biggest difference in deciding which camera would be best for you. When the DJI Action 1 came out, it was a direct head-to-head comparison between the GoPro Hero 8 and the Osmo Action 1. DJI was competing directly with GoPro on that, and they were just ultimately trying to make a better camera. Now in this instance, with their second version of it, they're not just trying to make it better, they're trying to make it easier to use and more user-friendly while maintaining a very high image quality. So briefly, let me go over some of the new features of this Osmo Action 2, other than that it's tiny. So this is the camera itself, and you can turn this on and go out for a walk and film just using this tiny little square. It reminds me of the GoPro Session, a very small portable camera that will fit even easier in your pocket than a GoPro Hero. Now, to extend this battery life or to charge this little unit, you can simply attach this DJI battery pack to the bottom, which gives it a little bit easier of a feel to vlog and hold. And it's also charging the camera, and you're also able to put an SD card here in the very bottom, which then transfers the footage from the camera to the SD card. So then you can simply pull the SD card out and put it into your computer. Or you can hook up with a cable C cord right to your computer and take the footage off that way. Now you may be noticing there is a rear screen, but there's no front-facing screen like the GoPro Hero 10 has. So is this the right camera for you as a vlogger? Well, DJI was clearly keeping that in mind when they made this quick release magnet to then take off the battery pack and put on a battery pack with the screen that clicks together like that. So now I can be holding the camera out, having a viewfinder of what it looks like so I can frame my shot as I'm talking to the camera. This new attachment system I'm actually really impressed with, because when you think of a GoPro, you think, oh, it's really small and versatile and easy to attach to different places. Well, this takes that idea and makes it 10 times easier. What I can do here with this selfie stick, just take this camera, clip it on, it's magnetic, and there's attachments here. So there's absolutely, it's not just the strength of the magnet, it's gonna stay on here no matter what. This is one of the accessories DJI has. It's a very small selfie stick that you can wield and extend out the little legs and put that there. But ultimately, if you're filming in the exact same location day after day for your YouTube channel or for different video projects that you're working on, you can set these little magnetic clip mounts pretty much anywhere. So what I did for this side-by-side comparison is I screwed it in onto this double GoPro mount. And now what I can do is just quickly lock it in there magnetically, super easy. If you want to change camera angles and you have another one of these set up somewhere, you can just stick it on the wall, stick it over here, and it's going to be even faster than unscrewing this GoPro thing and then screwing it back in somewhere else. So although this small camera does not necessarily produce as high of quality of an image as the GoPro Hero 10, its versatility is going to be a big plus for some. Another feature that both of these cameras have that I don't use very often, but every now and then it is fun, is the time warp mode. So it's like a time lapse, but you're actually moving forward as you're taking these pictures, like a hyperlapse video and what GoPro calls their time warp video. So on our way out here, I tested them side by side to see which video looked better if you'd like to do a lot of time warp videos. As I'm comparing these two videos, it's pretty hard to tell, but it looks like the GoPro Hero 10's video is a little bit smoother, not quite as choppy as the Action 2, but I mean, honestly, they look fairly similar. When doing these videos, I have the image stabilization turned on normal on the Hero 10 and just turned on the Action 2. I did switch it to boost mode for a little bit to see if that makes a big difference, but it crops in a lot more on the Hero 10, so I decided to just keep it on the standard mode so that way the field of view were comparable with these two cameras. Another interesting thing to compare about the image quality is the different color profiles that each camera has. So there's a standard color profile and a Cinelike D color profile on the Action 2. While on the GoPro, they just came out with a new color profile called Natural, which actually helps balance out the skin tones a lot on humans. Normally the GoPro color is incredibly vivid and bright, and people almost kind of have a little orange tint to them because of how saturated it is. But this natural look actually helps it make it look a lot better. And then there's a flat color profile, which would be like your Cinelike D. And then there's a vivid color profile on the Hero 10, which is more of that GoPro super saturated look. All right, the new thing these days with these action cameras is hyper smooth, warp stabilized, it's rock steady, it's super smooth, crazy, almost fake looking, smooth gimbal-like footage that you can get out of this little camera handheld. So which camera has the better stabilization? The GoPro Hero 10 has their 4.0 hyper smooth, which is a small improvement from the last models of the 3.0. And on the Action 2, they've got their rock steady image stabilization technology in here as well, which does a superb job. But I just did a side-by-side comparison test. I asked my buddy Keith over here to take off running and I chased him with this. So look at that and see which one you think did a better job. When looking at this footage, it's pretty hard to tell on such small screens, but what I've noticed using these cameras the last couple of days is that the image stabilization is just a little bit better on the Hero 10. So if the best superb image stabilization is your key factor for what you're looking for in an action camera, the Hero 10 is going to be very solid. However, this little Action 2 can hold its own as well. So these action cameras are ideal on a bright, beautiful sunny day like today. Lots of harsh sunlight and beautiful vivid colors, and these things thrive. But how do they perform in low light? Let's try that out now. No matter where you go with these action cameras, you're going to be forced to use them in a low light situation, most likely, because everywhere you go, it gets dark eventually. So let's go into this state cabin and do a little low light test with these guys. All right. Beautiful cabin. All right. Beautiful cabin. All right, so I'm in this cabin. I've got both cameras set to 4K 24 frames per second to give it a fair competition. And you know, I'm inside. There's probably gonna be a lot of noise on my face. If you look around the cabin, you'll see some noise in the dark areas of the cabin. The GoPro's ISO range goes all the way up to 6,400. I'm not sure what the exact range is on the Action 2, but right now it's just set to auto exposure, so it's gonna go up as high as it can. I'm gonna get down here in this dark little corner by the stove, trying to stay warm. Brr. It's like 32 degrees out today, which is freezing. All right, we got a wide angle shot of the cabin side by side. I also want to do a sound test. How does the sound sound inside of a very echoey cabin? I mean, there's a lot of reverb in here. There's only wood around, not much furniture, not any blankets or sleeping bags to dampen the sound, so it's pretty echoey, but it is indoors, so we don't have any wind. All right, so I've got both of these cameras at 4K, 24 frames per second, and let's see how this small little Action camera does. We've got a beautiful day. There's a slight breeze in the air, and you can hear the waves off in the background. So how well is my voice being picked up despite the crashing of the waves and a little bit of wind? Although the wind has died down since when we first got out here. Sound of the ocean never gets old, but I'm sure it'll get old for you, so let's move on. Well, there you have it, guys. Here's my head-to-head comparison of the Action 2 versus the GoPro Hero 10. It was a really fun day, really putting these two to the test, trying to see which frame rate looked better, which action camera looked better. And as promised, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'd tell you which I'd be more likely to use in my day-to-day use as a videographer owning a video production business, and that would be the GoPro Hero 10. Ultimately, when I'm making videos for my clients, I'm wanting the best image quality possible. And because this GoPro can do 5K, 60 frames per second, that's what I'm gonna be wanting to use when I'm out filming a promo video for a fishing charter guide. I'm wanting to have a camera that's waterproof, that I can get down and dirty, that I can throw around and not worry about breaking it. Although I wouldn't hesitate taking out this Action 2, I'm really looking for the best image quality and something that produces really smooth footage, and that's what I get out of this GoPro Hero 10. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and found it helpful, I sure would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below which feature you like best out of this new Action 2 camera from DJI. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.